Hi, a few doll's house items. As you've seen from the thumbnail, I have a little box here. They are vintage items. I think they were all vintage, to be honest. You know, I can't remember where I got them. I'm inclined to pick things up. I know there is a vintage on eBay, but I think it was vintage, to be honest. So I've got some really cute bits. Some of them slightly out of scale for my 1/16th, but I think they might work. They're near a 1/12th, but sometimes you can move the scale around to get different items, and you can use them for something else within that house, so it still works. And in this strange tube I'm holding here I have some wallpapers, and there's a little carpet in there as well. So I have started prepping for the new doll's house that hopefully you've seen on the other video, my GB doll's house. I will pop a link if you've not, so you can have a little nosy at it, because I've got a few of them now. So I have started to think about it. Not got anything else done yet, but it'll get there. I just can't resist it. In fact, I have to avoid going on Vinted now, because you can get quite a lot of the vintage furniture. Like I said, this isn't quite as vintage as some of my other things, but you can get vintage furniture. And the other thing I noted when I was researching for the doll's house that I've just got, that the Tudor Toys, who make the GB doll's house, they did actually make furniture. I did comment on my last sort of accessories video that where is the furniture for these GB dolls houses? I'm finding other companies, but not one that literally says theirs. So I did have a quick research before I did this video. I still didn't come up with anything, because when I put in Tudor Toys dolls houses, I got dolls house furniture that was Tudor style. So I think I need to do a deeper sort of look into that, because I would love to get some of the original furniture. I mean, there was a little poster that they got up from an original poster, and there was a little bed and there was a little wardrobe. And then later down on the videos, there was actually almost like I can't think of the word, a little suitcase sort of with the doll and things. And I thought, oh, how cute are these? But where do I find Tudor Toys? I don't know. Did a lot of them just not survive? I think that is what happens. Perhaps the doll's houses survived, all the bits and pieces got overplayed with or damaged, and they ended up in a bin. But you know, that's how it goes. As long as they were played with and loved, that's all that really matters. So we're going to have a little nosy at what I've got in the box and have a little chat about it. So let's go top down, and I'll see you in a second. So here we have our doll's house goodies. There's some bits in here, so we'll just get them out, I think. We'll just pull everything out and we'll look at it as we go. As I say, some of it's not actually 1/16th even. I don't know why I say 1/6, that's Cindy size. But it will work, I think. So we'll get rid of that cardboard box. And these bits and pieces I got from another company, which I have the invoice here. Let me just have a quick look at it. And they fold it over. And this is the company. It is Minimum World. And they've got some great wallpapers, doll's house stuff. A lot of their stuff, again, is 1/12 scale, because most of the modern doll's house stuff is. But you can utilise things down. Let's have a look if there's anything else on there to tell you. Not really. Yeah, it doesn't even say prices on there, so that's not going to help you. So I'll leave the invoice there. So we'll look at that in a minute, but let's have a look what I've got here first. Just trying to find in there. Right, so, actually something in here. I'm saying this was vintage in eBay. It's not. And this is why I know it's not. Some of this is the antique centre. Perhaps we will do vintage first. Now, this is what I'm talking about not being a 1/16th. But how could I resist that? This was on Vinted. I paid a few pounds for it. It is a tall cupboard. There is a drawer. Where's the drawer? I just thought it was so lovely. I love these glasses, how they look like they've got the wine in. I mean, they would do. They'd just be rather large wine. I love the tray. I mean, it's all stuck on, so it's quite good. And I love the table. I mean, if I wanted to, if I was very careful, I could take the legs off about there. Make sure I don't sort of chip any of this varnish, so I'd have to take it very steady and then just sand it down and maybe sort of varnish or a little bit of paint on the bottom, because I do think it is too tall. In fact, to be honest, you could even take it smaller for that size and it would just be a larger coffee table, wouldn't it? But I just couldn't resist that. It was this bit here. I just love how it had been put together. So it is 12th scale, but it will work. Same as this one. Oh, I love little bird cages. How cute is this? But you're not probably going to be able to see that. I'm going to try and bring it as close as possible. But there's actually a little bird that swings. Can you see him swinging there? It looks like it's a little pot bird on the swing. And again, I don't know. I suppose it doesn't really matter whether it's bigger because bird cages come in different sizes, don't they? So it could fit in my 1/16. I don't see why not. But again, I just fell for the item rather than its scale. So we can mix it up. That's great. So what else did we get from that one? The carpet was also a vintage find. Again, couple of pound, really pleased with that. It would almost fill one area. I like to sort of go for the wooden floor look and then big rugs. And then if I want to crochet rugs and things like that, I can dot them around as well. That's not a mark on it then. I think it's just, I don't know what that is, go away. So yeah, I thought that was quite nice. I like these sort of rugs. I just think they are really nice, but it's just very typical of this sort of more modern sort of type, but it does work quite well. Now this furniture here, like I'm saying vintage, but it wasn't. It was the Antique Centre, because I noticed they had some Dolls House stuff last time, so I thought, well, I'll take a punt, see if they've got any more. Now to this is, I would say, Lumbee, Barton Lumbee. I don't know, as I've mentioned on the last video, I'm getting very confused. It doesn't actually look the same quality as a Lumbee. It could be, I really don't know. I love how, look at this. I mean, you won't get away with this now. These are just like little nails, basically. It wouldn't pass health and safety, would it, for children now? But I thought this was a nice little bedroom set. So you've got a little wardrobe, you've got a little 3 set of chest of drawers, and I was impressed with the fact that the mirror is okay, because obviously some, you know, it's a mirror. I think it's like a little bit of a mirror tile. They get chipped, they get like pitting, they get marks, and these are okay. I don't know, something makes me think it's not quite the quality of my Lumbee pieces. Look at nails in the back of this and all, but it's definitely along that theme, and it is definitely that 1/16 scale. So that was, again, really pleased with that. Now the thing that reminded me, now this is nothing actually to do with the dolls' houses, is this in here. This was what reminded me that I bought it from the Antique Centre, because I also got this. Now this, I love pincushions, is a little pewter, and you see him, a little pewter bunny pincushion. Very worn out, the pincushion, but I couldn't resist him. I paid, well, he was on for £20, which you go, oh, that's tiny for £20. But I got a little bit off, so I got him for £18. Now, I have other vintage pincushions or pin items and things like that, which I absolutely love. It would have been amazing if he'd been silver. He's not. I would say he's a white man. I'm sure it said pewter on the label, to be honest. Couldn't find any other reference to compare him with, but I decided I just liked him, and he will actually be sitting in my living room with one of my others, so I'm just careful with him so I don't lose him. Or I could even maybe pop him in my Cindy house, because he's not far off that sort of size. To be a rather large pincushion for her, but you do get these in different sizes as well, so why not? But it'll never get used as a pincushion. It clearly has. I think there is some little tiny marks in there, and this has just faded away. I had considered doing a new one, which I might do, a new little stuffing area, because I know people can do that. But that's just another job to add to the rest of them. But yeah, I couldn't resist him. As I said, that's what made me realise I actually got these from the Antique Centre. I picked bits and pieces up, and I think, oh, perhaps I could do a video with that. And then I think, oh, I'll wait until I've got some other bits, like I did. And then time goes, and I don't get things done, and then I end up forgetting everything that I've done. So, Antique Centre. Right, let's have a little look at these. So I got a few different papers, wallpapers. In fact, there's a little rug in here as well. There we go. I thought this was pretty. It was on sale. It is actually Dolls House Emporium. Can't speak today. I'm terrible. I think it's this heat. It does actually say it's Dolls House Emporium, but I think Minimum World do all sorts of different brands, and I just thought that was really pretty. Again, it's that same sort of woven effect. Couple of pound, they're not expensive, but I just think it really finishes a floor off in these little vintage houses. Now, what did I actually get? Again, it's been a while. So I got this one. Now this I thought was a nice kitchen paper. It's like a little tile, a little sort of Delft sort of imagery on here, and I love the blue and white. Again, their paper seems massive for the scale of the house, but I'll get quite a lot out of it. So we've got that one there. Now this one I thought bedroom. I thought that was so pretty. Whether I do all the walls or half walls, I don't know. So again, I got 3 sheets of this because I've got a few dolls' houses. Because I really loved it, I thought I'm going to get 3. Apart from the fact sometimes when you're cutting them, you cut them wrong. I do try now. I usually cut out a paper out of a normal piece of paper, a bit of printer paper or something. I'll cut out the shape, see if it would fit in the doll's house, and then I lay this on here and cut out from there. Because in the past, I've ended up wasting a lot of paper, which is bad. So that's going to be a bedroom. This, as mad as it is going to be a lounge. I will only do 1 wall, I think. In fact, I thought I'd ordered... Oh, where's it gone? I thought I'd ordered a purple. Oh, yes, the purple is hiding inside here. What am I like? Right. See if I can put these 2 together without them rolling about. Right. These 2 here. Yeah, can you see that? I don't think you can see that well enough. So what I thought was the main wall in this and the 2 side walls in this purple, because I think they will pick out. Yes, it's loud, I know, but I really like a loud paper, and I think a lot of vintage papers are loud anyway. It's just how it was. So I think that will be super cool, and I think this might go in the new one. So we'll roll them up. They're all rolling up all over the place. And the last thing I've got here is flooring. Now this was on sale, and I've never really bought it like this. But it's actually quite nice. I was a bit worried, you know, with it being printed, if it wasn't very good. It's a little bit shiny. But if you imagine, if I can do it. So I did the floor in that, and then they had that rug on. That would look quite grand, wouldn't it? Although I can't use that rug with that purple. I think that's a bit bright, isn't it? It would have to be sort of another room. It's going to have to be quite a large room. Maybe the bedroom. With those flowers? No, I don't think those flowers are going to go with it either. Well, they might do. Let's have a look at this one. Alright. Would it? Possibly. So if that was my wallpaper and that was my flooring, maybe if I kept the rest of the walls cream or something like that, because obviously the furniture's all brown wood, so it wouldn't perhaps mix and match. So I'm quite pleased with the papers. As I say, they come in quite large sheets, which for me, I might be able to get more out of it than somebody who's got a 12th scale doll's house. So that is quite good. Always check the measurements. I did it once and I got this really small paper through, and I'm like, it's not going to be any use for anything. And we have a couple of sheets of the Delft for some kitchens. I thought that was nice and bright. And again, I will be doing wooden floors on that. What have I missed out? Is this one still? Oh, we've seen that one now, haven't we? Yes, that's my very bright purple, isn't it? I just love that. Would that purple one go with that one? Or is that too much? Yeah, why not? Let's just go for it. Right, so that was my minimum world stuff. That was my vintage, which I really love, even though it's larger. And that was the antique centre where we are, which I always go up and have a look with my husband. Usually more for the sort of collections he does, but every now and again you do get these lovely little doll's house bits and pieces. So I'm really pleased when I get one of them. I get quite excited. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I will definitely get this house started, and I'll show you the progression as we go, perhaps when we get to wallpapering. It just needs a good clean, little bit of a paint first, and then we can start on the rest of it. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon with another video, but bye bye for now.